up. We have a Bronco Sport. We're going to be doing the full thing with the windshield in Apex. 35 on the front doors, 20 on the rear, and 35 on the front. 50 on the front. Let's move this out of the way. We'll get everything going. Oh, that's how it goes missing. I throw it in there, and then I cover it up with towels. Okay, let's get the chat going. So we're gonna connect here, connect here. Good. All right. That should kick in here. Whoa, they changed the look on everything. Good morning. Okay, where's my voices? This one? Okay, that should be good. It's been about a year since I watched the stream. Place looks amazing now. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oops. Come back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's trying to do a lot of things now. Allow. I don't care. I want to switch it anyways. I want to switch it to here. Is it good? Is it working? We'll find out. I feel like something's off. We're going to open chat on here. And then hopefully that'll work. Okay, so let's get started. Just went through like a big software update. So I didn't realize how big of a software update it was. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, that works. It works on the Broncos. These things. That's nice. Keep those latched. And let's get some film. That C2 ceramic, we need some Apex. Apex 35. Start with that. Let's get these front doors done. This reminded me of the Hummer. Oh, the mirrors still fold out of the way. That's nice. So I got a little lip right here. Oh, a lot less on the inside here. Same thing for the seal. that's like offset, good old Ford. Offsetting like a full inch there. All right, let me check TikTok one more time. There we go. Now that's working. What brand of tool, chest / cabinets do you use? I use New Age. I just got a lot of cabinet for my money. So they're not anything like amazing, but they've been really good. Really good overall. Sorry if I seem a little thrown off. What's up? Yeah. Okay, so chat's working. Chat's definitely working. But my voice is not working, and that is annoying. Because that should just work. What are your all tint options? We have a carbon, a ceramic, and a dual layer ceramic. All from Geo. There's one. There's two. Yeah, what's going on here? Select live sources. Selected. Okay, so it is working, right? Definitely working. Mr. Poopy Fart Wiener. Do you know what part of the light spectrum ceramic tints block, or where I can get that info? I need it for my doctor so I can apply for a tint exemption. Ooh, interesting. You would. It's a good question. You would probably contact a film manufacturer to like figure out where you want to go and what film you want to have installed. And then you're probably gonna have to reach out to like a manufacturer for that film, and they might be able to give you like a spec sheet with like actual readings. Because that's something that I would have to contact them for. So like it's gonna block. It's a weird thing for a doctor to request though. So it's gonna block IR, but there's gonna be like a graph to it. And so when they do readings, they're gonna take measurements at certain wavelengths. I've never heard of somebody needing something like that though. Hi. Oh yeah, let's block. Okay, so what is going on? I have my headphones. They are connected, but something is not audioing. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. Does it block the light that causes migraines? I mean, so it's like wearing sunglasses. Yeah, I'm not sure how to answer your questions really. There could be a lot of things that trigger a migraine. So is it just the sheer brightness? Like I wouldn't say it's a specific wavelength that does it. Maybe it's just, hey, all that's really bright and that's causing your migraine. So you'd probably almost need a case study done on yourself to figure that out, honestly. What's up? All right, cool. Everything's working. That was annoying. I had my headphones connected and they didn't decide to work until I disconnected them and reconnected them. I think right about there. Looks pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this side. How do you prevent contamination? You get more skilled. There's things that you can put in the way that help, but for the most part, it's how good you are at just getting a piece of film on the glass. A lot of people are looking for like a silver bullet answer of like, if I do this, if I do that. It's like, dude, you can look at it funny sometimes and get dirt in your window. A lot of things contribute to just getting dirt. That's looking pretty good, right about there. So I'm creating a little gap here, and then we're gonna cut the rest of it. Make that cut. I'm staring at still on 2 weeks of watching him and staring at my pre-cut windshield tint. I'm a coward. Just be prepared to throw it in the trash, and as soon as you accept that, it's okay. You need more at-bats. That's like the good and bad about a kit, is like it gives you one shot at making it good, but it generally takes a lot more than one shot to get a good result your first time. So you're almost going to be too cautious, and then that's going to make you screw up anyways. Okay, so this top corner, this is the most rounded. We're just gonna do some straight lines. We're gonna guesstimate it a little bit big. So we're just rough rounding this one, and we'll see how close that we get. Probably have to go a little bit more. That's a specific reason for the state to give an exemption, glare that causes migraine. And the tint up. Yeah, is that like what a doctor is specifically asking for? Because it sounds like they're trying to put a bunch of hoops that you gotta jump through to get it and just eventually probably not get one. I don't know. Unless there's something just new that I'm not aware of. What state? Yeah, that was in New York. Sounds weird. I didn't know New York gave medical exemptions. It's a Branco. Yeah, this is a Bronco Sport. Oh, it's got PPF on the front too. Look at that. They can see all the edges. Nice. We went up to here on it. I have a medical exemption for tints in New York. Nice. Because if they were trying to make it easy, they would. But yeah, it just seems like a bunch of clutter to get in the way of writing you an exemption. Title says Branco, not Bronco. Yeah, it's a Branco. Is it a Bronco? When I'm shrinking film to the outside of the windshield, do I use the side up or the backing side? Does it matter? It does matter. Use the clear liner side. Because it's gonna fit on the inside. So if I peel this, what side is facing me? The sticky side. So what side's the sticky side gonna face on the inside? It's gonna face this side. So liner side facing out when you're working on the outside. It also helps protect the film. So you're not dragging squeegees and tools over the film until you're installing it on the inside. You know, I didn't know I spelled it wrong. It's a Branco. I worked at a bod shop, and the other day I had to painstakingly remove PPF from a 330i. What do you mean painstaking? It should be easy. It protects your paint. LOL, smile. It does protect your paint, but yeah. I have a slightly hot take about PPF. I still don't understand why it's so popular, but it just is. It's an established thing. I get the benefits behind it, but this shit's expensive, and it still is considered a sacrificial layer. I guess maybe that's why I still like window tint better. Window tint, you put it on, and you shouldn't have an issue with it. There's no upkeep for it. It's simple. It should last for a very, very long time without ever needing to, and it's not near as expensive. Only makes sense for cars that truly cost a lot to repaint. Yeah, but people get it on like a mediocre, like a nicer new car, but not like a super expensive one. And then in 5 years, it looks like shit. I don't understand how paint ramp is as much as paint. I'm like, I get why because it's a skilled labor and the material is genuinely expensive. And it's a well-earned skill to do. But in terms of the value that you actually get out of it, I think that's where it makes less sense. I feel the same way about windshield protection film though right now. He actually asked about that. It's expensive. It wears out kind of quickly. They're working on it, so it'll get better. But it's just kind of at this place where it's really expensive. And it doesn't quite make sense for like your average daily driver. It's like if your windshield costs a couple grand, then it probably makes more sense to put a sacrificial film on it. But you know what? If people are willing to throw money at it, who am I to say no? Like, I'll join that, like, sure. There's merit to it. It's just, would I pay for it on my own car? No, I wouldn't. I don't care that much. Was cars cheaper to repaint? Yeah, and I'm too car ADD too. So, I mean, in 2 to 3 years, I'm probably trading it in and getting something else anyways. Rage bait. This is actually how I feel. So, we did a tint class over at the SEMA garage. And I had just stayed out of touch with PPF. I've done PPF before, but I just didn't realize how much attention and focus and like interest there was about it. And I'm like, why? Okay, well, if people are like that, then cool. But it's not me. I love wax, buff my car. I think wrap takes away from it. That's fair. What I would probably be more interested in is what this guy has right here. Just a partial front end. I'm not a fan of seeing the line, but like if I was looking to do something to keep the end from chipping up, because genuinely, like you're gonna keep it for a number of years, the Ford hood is gonna look like shit. It chips up. It starts corroding. I've had it on quite a few Explorers. I would assume this would be the same. So it makes sense to put on for something like that, but doing like the full body, nah. This is a tall window. Have you done a 26 Kia Sportage? I have not. I've done Kia Sportage, not a 26. So I don't know if anything's different about it. What's the hardest vehicle you ever tinted? A 2025 Bronco Sport. Oh my God, it's here. This is it. It's old stuff. Like a Beretta or some random classic wagon that just like, why is this here? Damn. I have rain deflectors on my windows. Will I still be able to get them tinted? Yes, absolutely. Shop should be able to deal with your rain deflectors. It's nice to just make them aware and like, hey, I want to get tint. I have rain deflectors. Does that matter? If they're the outer channel ones, they're not worth removing. They're not going to get in anybody's way. If they're the end channels, they probably should be pulled. And like the WeatherTech ones are fairly easy to do that. But if they were like taped on the inside, then that's a little can of worms. You should just deal with it though, rather than try and pull them out. Cost for a 2011 Camaro. It's gonna be the same cost as this one. So we have a few different films. We have a few different packages that you could do. So all around with the windshield, it'll start at was it 450? 450 for carbon, 550 for our single layer ceramic, and 650 for our dual. And that's what we're doing right now. 650 for the dual ceramic. Do you have the vinyl for the back? Oh, the Dotric stuff? No. No, that's called Dotrix. Sun Distributing had it, and I actually never asked who they bought it from. Might still be available. With dual, is that top of the line? Yes. Yeah, there's just multi-layer ceramics. So people mention, you'll hear carbon, ceramic. The only difference, or the main real difference, is instead of using one layer of ceramic, you're now using 2, 3. I don't know. Geo's got 2. But you could do half layers, right? So they're doing like 2 full layers of ceramic in there. Do you really notice a heat difference? There is a difference. Is it gonna be a substantial difference? No. But I showed him the heat box, and I show everybody the heat box when we're talking about them. It's like, feel this one, this is the 20%, this is how much heat that goes through, and now feel the dual ceramic. And they're always like, oh, wow, that's cool. Some people will go with a single, some people will go with a dual. It just depends on how much money they want to spend on it. Does it actually keep the heat out / down? Yeah, by quite a lot. So your glass doesn't do a lot to keep the heat out. So then you put a ceramic layer, and then as the sun hits your glass, it gets absorbed into the film. And then the idea is that it dissipates off the car. So while you're sitting there in the car, sun coming in, you just don't feel it. But your car is still a metal box, and if it's sitting outside, your car will still get hot. Look at this. This is such a good illustration. This is just a big flat window. I like it. Hang on, let me wipe this off. All right, let's go do the other side. Is that 35? Trash! Yes, it is 35. Made my first order on the website, got a Slim Slam handle, a blue squeegee, some other tools. Absolutely love it, thanks. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you for the nice words about them. Did you get the Blue Max? So I'm guessing the pre-cut carbon nano that I got off of eBay is junk. Not necessarily. The problem with marketplaces, though, is you don't necessarily know what you're getting. Because there's so many places that anybody could buy just a white box film from. And then they'll just throw it up on a marketplace. But marketplaces take their fees, right? generally in the range of like 12 to 15% of whatever the sale is. And eBay is just highly competitive. So they tend to go very cheap on products because the people that are shopping are just purely there shopping for price. It's why you don't see any major film companies selling on those platforms like Amazon or eBay or TikTok Shop. Do I hear you? Yes. All right. So we're gonna trim this edge first. What's a good film to start with? For just installs, Geocarbon is a really nice film. I'd probably recommend that as something to like grow with. But if you just want some throwaway practice film, there's a film on Amazon called T-View that's like $100 a roll. Yep, going cheap on practice film is perfectly fine. Just be careful. Cheap carbons and cheap ceramics are not very shrinking friendly. So they're fine on door windows, but you're gonna get to back windows and windshields and they're just gonna be kind of a pain to learn on. Got you on the speaker. Love listening to you ramble. Thank you. Switchable film? It's cool, but it's for architectural. I saw a couple of videos though. There might be something interesting coming. But the switchable stuff that I've seen has mostly been frost. And when it's clear, it's still kind of cloudy. It's for like offices and certain house windows. It's not for cars. I paid $60 for Amazon Tint. So far, it's been decent. Nice. I mean, that's the only way that you find out. So when it comes to films, my perspective is always from a professional tint shop. So I want to find a product that I know if I put on a customer's car, it's got some type of track record, it's got a good guarantee, because, you know, I expect to be in business longer than a year. I'm not just doing it for a friend on the side. So it's not that you absolutely cannot find good films there. It's just you never know exactly what you're getting. And they can change. So I need something with stability. Can you go to school and learn tint? So there's places that teach. We're one of them. But they're all going to be 3 or 5 day classes. So they're more of like accelerator programs. So honestly, what I suggest with that is learn what you can on your own and see how you like it. and then take a class if you feel like you need one. Classes are kind of expensive. They're 15. Ours are 1,500 for 3 days. Most of them are like that. $1,500, so kind of crazy for 3 days. Yeah, it's because it makes, a lot of times it makes more sense to just tint. So it's an actual profession that can pay really well. And in order to make them work, you have to bring in a few people. And you just have to make it worth the time. Most of them across the country are going to be that. So we shut the shop down. When we do classes, we shut the shop down for 3 days. And we only do classes. We pull in vehicles. Everything's hands-on training. We can only take in so many people. But yeah, all the tint classes are going to be right in that range. Tint is $20 a roll at auto parts store. It's actually kind of expensive for what it is. You're not getting much film for 20 bucks. You're better off buying more film, larger rolls. It'll be more expensive per roll, but you're getting way more film. What are you charging for this job and what's your profit? So we're charging $650. And I probably have in the neighborhood of $70 in material. Okay, a little bit more. We're gonna round it just a little bit more. You said 650, yes. $650 with no windshield? No, it's getting a windshield. Why can't you round it on the window? It's just easier to round it on the board. I don't really want to put any blade marks where I don't want them, so I'll take them over to the board. I just need to get another board over here. That's better. Let's run with that. Yep, $650 for everything. Why is it placed on the outside? Because that's where we do all our trimming and sizing, and then it'll go on the inside. The cars that are used for training, any discount? What? I see what you mean. We don't use customer cars, so like we pull in training cars, but I wouldn't do that to a customer's car. Stuff is likely to get damaged, and we wouldn't cover it. So I don't want that kind of, I don't know. $650 for tint is insane. It is a lot. He went for our best. This is why it gets annoying to talk about pricing. I could say $450 and get the same reaction. Did you stop using Pro Nano because of color? Yes. It was really just the 35. So we were subbing out Pro Nano 35 with C2 35, and then we just ended up subbing everything out. Consistency. Do you have tint insurance? No, if you call anything insurance, then you could have a protection plan, but you can't call it insurance. What does chrome tint look like from the inside? It depends on the chrome. Some of them will have like a really strong like yellow color. I don't know. They usually have some type of hue to them. It'd be specific to that film though. Like the chameleon ones always have like a weird color. Can you explain what the heat guns are for? So the heat gun shrinks the film. So there's not going to be much curve to this one, but I still shrink them a little bit. It just helps prevent things from popping up. There's a difference between Pro Nano and C2. They're completely different types of film. So they're both ceramics, but one's a dyed ceramic and one's a carbon ceramic. C2 being the carbon ceramic, it's a really nice looking film. Pro Nano's been around for a long time, but the colors need to be a little bit more neutral in the 35 range. What kind of protection plan? I'm actually not doing anything right now. I should though. We used to, so the mobile company that I was with, had a protection plan. And that was basically like a no-fault warranty. 2 windows replaced for free. So at checkout, it's just like a damage protection. We would strip and retint windows for free. One-time use, you could buy it after you used it. Like you could buy it again after you've used it. So what's the breakdown with or without the windshield on this car? Without the windshield, it's $450. With the windshield, it's $650. So it adds a couple $100 to the price. I paid $750 for XR Plus on a smart car. XR Plus is same, this is the same range as like XR Plus, multi-layer ceramic, blocks out a lot of heat. Some will refer to it as a super ceramic. And it's not even dark, I know it. Would you believe it comes in different levels though? So it can be dark. I get ceramic for $250. Yeah, it ranges. There's definitely people that'll do it for less. There isn't some like universal price. There's different products, there's different brands, there's different installers. Why would you get tint if it's not dark? It's a great question. Because it blocks heat. Some people aren't after just going very dark. But just doing it for privacy, gee, that's totally fine. That's all film used to be. What should I use to remove glue from old tint? An adhesive remover. Something that you can get locally is LA's Totally Awesome. So if you just peeled some film off your car, you got a bunch of glue residue, 1-inch razor blades are gonna be great, but if it's on a back window, you don't wanna take those to it. Get some scratch-free scrub pads and some Totally Awesome cleaner, and it works great as an adhesive remover. A Branco. That's good. Yeah, this looks nice. I like this. Are you gonna file it? No, actually I'm not. I get really close to the edge though. What about, oh, sticker residue on the tint? It depends on the film. There isn't a guarantee that you're not gonna damage the film because film can be touchy. I would take that same type of cleaner and put it on a towel and just try and wipe off the adhesive. You could try and soak the adhesive down a little bit. Good films are kind of pretty good at being chemical resistant. What's the, see how the lettering's gone? LA's Totally Awesome though. This is a good all-around cleaner / adhesive remover. I need, where's my sprayer? Oh, sprayer's on the floor. Is filing bad for the glass? Filing, I don't think it's bad for the glass, but it definitely does something to the glass. So like it legitimately grinds the edge down a little bit. So there's like this nice rounded edge on the window. If I take a file, it's gonna be just slightly sharper, but it's gonna blend the edge of the film into the window, nice and clean. It's really not gonna hurt anything though. It's just an alternate way of doing it. Where can we purchase them squeegees? 313tint.com. Look at that. You guys are on my watch. I forget that. Look, I got all my chat here. Oh, I gotta take this one out. Fuck. What's the best way to remove or reduce contamination? Get better at installing. I know that's kind of a rough answer, but you can kind of be lazy about cleaning and still get a really good result if you're good at installing. Glass cleans up really fast. Okay, so we need a 20%. Do we have a short roll? Or do I gotta grab a long roll? Yeah, those are Pro Nano. Why should you not take a blade to the back windows? You have defroster lines, and if you still want them to work, don't take a blade to them. You look like the guy from Severance. That's fair. I've gotten like Bill Hader too as well. Is there a warm tone tint that outside looks warm, or outside light looks warm inside the car? Actually, yeah. You want a warm film? Get Pro Nano 35 from GeoShield. It's exactly that. 100% what you're looking for. It looks nice and tinted on the outside, but oh, I wonder if I can grab a. Let me see. Hang on. This is kind of an interesting question. If it's in the back room, I'll get it later. Oh yeah, right here. This is my old Pro Nano display. Look at the 35. Oh, nice white wall. You see the 35? It's got a nice warm tone to it. It makes the winter feel less gray. Have you ever struggled with contamination from roof headliners? Yeah, I've definitely had my fair share of issues with headliners. You spelled Bronco wrong? No, I've been told. I just typed it in fast. Okay, that looks good. So front doors are done. Let's get some rear doors cut. Accept the terms. Oh, I have to update now? Oh, it's fast. They gave me 7 days. They should do scheduled. You know what's been really cool is so many software companies do scheduled updates now. So they'll just tell you, like, hey, that's gonna happen later tonight. But Core updates really fast. I had a film that looks super blue. I wouldn't know specifically, but I know XR Plus has a very noticeable blue hue to it. Some people like it, some people don't. What's up?
The guy with that fusion got pulled over for his back windows in Sterling Heights.
Which Fusion?
The one you the 2012 you just did like last week.
Seriously?
Yeah. He wants to take all the 10 off now.
What? Oh, that's bull.
Yeah. And he said the cop was arguing with him and he just let it go and just said whatever.
About the rear windows being too dark?
were several times that it was definitely the rear windows.
Does he have a ticket specifically saying the?
Didn't get a ticket.
So he has no ticket,
Correct, no ticket.
but he still wants to have it removed.
And you might want to do it lighter at a different time. He just doesn't want to pay for all of that again right now.
Well, that's not fun. It looks like this. Bronco two-door. Oh, yeah. It's this. It's definitely this one. So we got the rear quarters. We have some options. Sorry, somebody we just tinted their Fusion. Oh, oh my God. That was the guy that literally just, oh. He does a lot of driving and he went with Apex. I did Datrix on the back window. Okay, default. I'm guessing it's the default. 2025 with notch, but let's look for a notch. But why remove it if there's no ticket? Oh, because it spooks people. How much room do I got in here? Okay, I got some room. Nice. Yeah, that sucks. $2025 and up with plastic tabs covering defroster plugs. That is what we got. Yeah, I literally just live streamed that one. That was like, I had to think about it for a minute. That was the one that had 36. I wish I had a 24-inch roll. I thought I did. I'm a little surprised that I don't, because I would have done a 24-inch roll on this back window. But I got a 5, I got a 35. Those are all tall rolls back there. Let me check the other cabinet really quick, because you never know. Apex 35. No, we talked a lot about it before he brought it in. In Michigan, you're allowed to go as dark as you want in the back. And then the front doors and the windshield are subject to, like, you got to get a doctor's note for that. But generally, the lighter you go, the less likely you are to ever get hassled for it. We just don't really have people that get hassled for it until we just got that phone call. That sucks. But yeah, it's cops making stuff up by saying the back windows are too dark. He doesn't know. What phone call? They're having up front. They're having a phone call with a customer. You ever try and 3D print your own tools? Not with a filament printer, no. Darn cops. Yeah, I know it. Because that's like, that's worse. It's not like, your typical thing is like, oh, I got popped for the front doors. He had a lighter shade on the front. No, we didn't do the windshield. We just did the sides and the rear. So he did a lighter shade on the front, like 35, and they're... But the problem is that it spooks people. I would tell him to not worry about it. and like print out the law and have it handy. But you can still just get one for the front. So it like doesn't stop the fact with like he's still driving in the same area. He still might just get hassled for it. So he's more about like, hey, I just don't want to get hassled for this. Slow day on Michigan roads. Yep. That's generally when that kind of stuff happens. Is tinting a Model 3 expensive from your experience? So if you're doing half the back window, it doesn't need to be. But if you're doing the full back window, yeah, you're special ordering typically a 60-inch roll. What? Sure. You want to get some? Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Chicken or I like the chicken a little bit better. Okay, this lines up. Sorry, I'm eavesdropping. How much dust contamination is reasonable? As much as somebody's willing to pay for. Unfortunately, it's not up to you, it's up to the customer. So you just try and do as good of a job as you can. There's always going to be something, but it should be very challenging to find. So like a window like this, I'm sure I could find some specks somewhere, right? But if I have to go hunting for them, that means that the window's really good. A C5? Is that the stubby? Oh, that is. I thought the seats were in the way. No, that's literally how low they go. So what's he want to do? No. Because he did 35, I think, on the front. And then I know he did 5 on the back. And then he held off on doing the windshield.
He said the cop was only ever behind him, so only ever saw his back windows and would have never even seen his side windows.
Oh, when he got pulled over?
Yeah. And then they accidentally kept his ID and his debit card. Accidentally, after they pulled him over and left and didn't give him his stuff back. And he had to go to the police department. Yeah.
Oh, so it sounds like they were just literally giving him a hard time to give him a hard time.
And they searched his car. They were waiting for a good moment. Is that what you get for having an old Fusion now?
That's honestly, that's a reason to get a new car. Like it sucks, but it's 100% just getting profiled.
He was profiled, 100%.
It had nothing to do with the back windows. They just used it as an excuse, but it's a bad excuse because it's perfectly legal.
Yeah.
So by the time that they walked up to the side, His windows were down.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's unfortunate. That has absolutely nothing to do with. I mean, good news, bad news. That has nothing to do with the tint, really. It's just an excuse to get profiled and get harassed. Okay. Well, so there's a little urethane here. We're gonna trim that back. Did we get it? Got most of it. Come on. Let's get this perfect. Damn dots. This isn't replaced. This is an OEM back window too. So they give me, man, they really did. They copied the Wrangler as much as they could on this because the Wranglers are set up the exact same way. They have like whatever this is. And the glass just kind of mounted in there. Like a truck cap. Love the stream. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Let's peel this.
Do you want Cajun fries or house fries or plain? I know when I get them here, I get house fries or
Bronco quarter windows are not as easy. I'd say they're still pretty simple. They just have all the same quirks as a Wrangler does. They got your roll cage in the way. They're fit in the same way. They have like a cap, like a truck cap border to them. But they give you a little dot room, so that's good. Hang on, let me get comfy. Less of a roll cage in the way though, which is nice. But they still drop it down quite a bit. And then we'll just slide that up. But just enough wiggle room to get up in there. And then we'll see what the pattern does. That's my only question. This is a core pattern. I don't think I got much wiggle room though on this one, so it's got to be pretty spot on. What? Lemonade? I'm fine with water. A lemonade? bastard. How does that work? Well, that's just... How the fuck did that happen? What even is that? It's all the way up in here. A peach lemonade. Sounds good. What are you using for the phone? It's a MagSafe mount. It's a necklace. Who was it? Shake Shack has like a pomegranate one. Those are pretty good. Yeah, I was worried about that too. It's a little hard to see. It's thin. There's some light speckling up here. I didn't, so it fit, but because of how tight the edges are, and they have a tendency, yeah, you like really don't have much space past it. I'm gonna redo it. I think I might cut out another one and just trim it a little bit shy. I have no idea how the passenger side's gonna fit off of that pattern, but I'm gonna try and install it. So I guess that made my decision for me. So we'll go back to vehicles. We're gonna add those back, the default. I mean, and for all I know, Heritage Edition, no, it doesn't have the notch. Oh, and that one's taller. So the default ones are probably gonna be the best bet. And then we'll take this as the passenger one, we'll get rid of that. Go to our back window, tabs, add this one, go to our cupboard. So this should be good. And then this one, I'm gonna just shave a little bit off of, I think, the top. And we'll go for it again. Should be good. Warning, there are patterns outside the cupboard. What? Where? Warning, there are patterns off the cupboard or overlapping patterns. Oh, that's telling me that those are. I got it. Okay, so yeah, let me wait for a sec. I'll wait for those to print. This one we can take to this side. We'll get this one set. back glass is so complicated for no reason. I don't know if they all just copy off of each other's homework. But it's the same thing as a Wrangler. Like, why? Why do they have that goofy cutout? Why do they do all that? I have no idea. But it looks like their instructions were like, hey, let's try and rip it off as much as we can. Everything from the weird tabs to like the wiper cutout and the upper hinges. Do you use Tint Slip or baby shampoo? I use Tint Slip. I need my car to be done. Give us a call. We'll do it. My knife should be somewhere in here, right? Just about to use Model 3. Cut too short on the back window. Yeah, so they went for a half one. Doesn't block a lot of heat. Yeah, it's just a standard window tint. I mean, doing half the back window is a way to just keep the price down. I don't like the look at all, but we've done some. Do you have a yellow dot knife? No, just the red one. Okay, so that's my top. Then we got the bottom. I'm gonna just, I like this, the overall pattern. I'm just gonna trim this a little bit shy. And then I'm gonna do the same on the bottom. Back passenger windows are cut short where it lets light in. Oh, that's weird. That sounds like just a poor job then. Can you do a video on avoiding two-stage creases? So you're typically going to have something, but it just shouldn't be very harsh. But yeah, I'll definitely keep it in mind. We'll talk about it a lot on stream. It's very normal to, after you two-stage, to go back and do touch-ups. Five stars precision cutting. Oh, we hope. We sure hope. So We know where this one turned out, but the bummer is I have a pattern all set for the other side, but just because this one was slightly big does not mean that the other one is. This is Apex. There, we're gonna go up this way. Should trim the side too. Just a smidge. Yep. Looking good. Is GeoShield film a solid choice? I mean, I'm using it. I don't think I'd use it if I didn't think it was a solid choice. Are all films that thick? No. No, this is Apex, so this is a dual layer ceramic. I didn't know, I just joined the live. Oh, really? Huh. Usually I get that question if people have been watching for a little bit. Yeah, they're great films. Been using them for quite a long time now. Better. Definitely better. Are you tinting the rear window? Yes. Are more expensive films easier to work with? Sometimes. So, the way to look at more expensive films is always in the benefits for a consumer. So we all want films to be easier to use, and more installers are typically going to use films that are easier to use. Because we're all me. But just because I get an expensive film doesn't mean it's inherently going to be more user-friendly. It's just film companies first are going to make their... What the heck? Oh, this goes like this. That's why I'm confused. Film companies are going to first make their films perform better. And if they can make them easier to use, they absolutely will, because that means more installers are going to buy them. I mean, I guess, like, if I'm a flooring installer and I buy more expensive flooring, it might be easier to install, but it's probably more about how long that the floor is going to last and what it's going to look like. I tried the cheap DIY stuff and I couldn't do it no matter what. Yeah, tinting's just tough, even with good film. So you never know. Having a cheap film doesn't inherently mean that it's going to be difficult. Tinting in and of itself is just kind of a pain in the butt to learn. So, like, that story could be either way. I spent more on film and I had a hard time installing. I bought the cheap stuff and I had a hard time installing. So, like, at our training classes, we use a lot of, like, GeoShield's carbon film. And I would say that's a pretty easy film to shrink. But when people first start shrinking, they'll mess it up a lot. What dryer sheet do you use? Snuggle. All right, let's go get a pattern. And let's cross our fingers that it fits. Tried shrinking the back window on my hatchback and it wouldn't lay down no matter how much I shrunk it. Yeah, you just gotta learn how to shrink. Will you show how you shrink? Yeah, for sure. Not so much on the back window because, I mean, we will, but there's not as much to learn on this back window. But we definitely will on the windshield. Balls. Sides are good. Less schmoo on this one. This one's a lot easier than the other one. They just gave me more space. So the water collects in here. And you can't clean the edges quite as nicely as I'd like to, because it's all like dug in there. So it's just easy to get trash in your window. But this one gave me extra space that the other window just didn't. This one looks really nice. That's how the first one should have gone. Okay, so how much to tint a new Tesla Model 3 in your best film? So all the sides, the back glass, and the front windshield would be $900. The back window on the Model 3 is pretty unique. It's just bigger. So we have to get an oversized roll, and we'll do the full thing. Where did my knife go, though? That's a real question. Huh. Annoying. Oh, I got it. So these tabs have to come off. They're just double-sided on there. So I'm just gonna sneak a blade in here. Full Model 3 with the back window is gonna be $9. Where a vehicle like this is gonna be $650. It's just the full adds quite a bit to it. Huh. There we go. That's what I need. Okay, now we can get that off. This one needs to come off too. Got it. Ah, okay. So it's like that. That's why it was sticking. So we'll take that off, and then we still got to take off the double-sided plastic piece. I hate when they do double-sided stick tape on back windows. That's the thing that I wish would never come back. It's so janky. So this isn't factory tinted, so you can just see the adhesive stuck. Should just cover that up. Got all this shit you gotta clean out. Get, where's that awesome? What's the legal limit where you are? Nothing on the front doors without a doctor's note. Same for the windshield, except for the top 4 inches. It's kind of a weird law. But you generally don't get hassled. Fun, fun, fun. See, this is what makes window film adhesive remover, or window film removal so fun. Interesting. I'm missing chemicals. In greased rear windows is no limit, but windshield is 70 in front, side 70. In greased rear windows, there's no limit. Oh yeah, so same here. It's basically saying nothing on your front doors, nothing on the windshield. Michigan state law is the same, and then you can go as dark as you want on the rear. Didn't I block this already? There we go. That's better. Oh yeah, they even took it a step further, I forgot. They got this fun wiper sprayer right there. That's exciting. Aw, it's not gonna work on here? Sometimes this trick works. Oh, there we go. Nice. So, we need a back window. Can we wet shrink this to save time? Oh, I gotta cut those out too. Oh, and the center tab. God, this is annoying. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna take care of the bottom. As best we can. But for as much stuff as they put on here, it looks like there's basically nothing to shrink. Which I know is unusual for back window. But on this one, I'll take it. That's about to roll off. Stay. I'm gonna do the same thing on the board, just a little bit. Treat it like a door window. Thought I was gonna get a little more space on it. There's too much hardware in the way though. And the hardware, you have to sit inside the hardware. So you just, like for all my cutouts, it only gives me like a little overlap. Really the way that this pattern is probably gonna be cut is I have plenty of space on the inside. So like all of this, right? So that's just gonna get in my way. Okay, we're gonna scrub it, squeegee. Oh yeah, we gotta remove these tabs too. Hopefully the tabs line up. we took a risk. We opted to cut them out too. And we'll see. Can we? Ooh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try resetting one of them. We've never tried that before. But we could just do that. And then can we do this? Scrub pad. Let me get rid of a scrub pad. What would you use as an alternative slip solution? Oh, baby shampoo's fine. I didn't use slip solutions for a long time. The only reason Tint Slip is a thing is because it's a clean solution for Geo. I was using Dawn and baby shampoo. I'd still go back to using that. I just always got to put a stupid disclaimer on it that the greasers aren't recommended for window films. They have the heat stipes. What? What are the heat stipes? Tesla Model 3 has some wild defroster lines. Yeah, they stopped doing them. The originals did. Now they have like a normal defroster grid. All right, core. Let's get another winner in here. Oh, come on, go. There we go. Ooh. Nice job. Whoever did this pattern did a fantastic job. I'd imagine these tabs are probably a little bit inconsistent from like back window to back window. So I'm not really surprised I'm gonna have to adjust them just a little bit, but I don't have any gaps from them. Nice job. Oh, how do you tint a rear window that has heat strips? So basically, every back window that's not just a truck, because trucks will have them too, but not always. Like your pickup trucks. But you just tint over them. So that's what we're doing right now. This has them. The answer is you tint them. The tint doesn't hurt the defroster lines. The defroster lines don't hurt the tint. Core has another option for the tabs. Oh, do they? For this one? This, I think, is the very first Bronco Sport that I've done. Really happy with the way they did these. I mean, and it's by adjusting, it's like these tabs were not completely centered. So where they have the squares here seem to line up almost perfectly in the center. Yeah, this one's crooked. So I have to imagine these tabs are gonna be a little bit different from Bronco to Bronco. Oh yeah, Sport's definitely different. Sport's an entirely different size. It's the little Bronco. There we go. That looks pretty. Sometimes the film is bad quality. The defroster lines tend to come off with the tint if you don't try and change it. I don't think I'd attribute that to just poor quality film. To be fair, poor quality film may or may not remove defroster lines, but high quality films can still have like Geos. They have really aggressive adhesives. So I don't think you'd be any more risky pulling a cheaper film off versus pulling an expensive film off. But as a film fails, it can turn brittle and flaky and make removals really difficult. Nice. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good. Cool. Hardly any shrinking on that one. How do you fix a defroster line? You get a new window. They have kits, but you're essentially painting a metal line. So you can repair it by just fixing the connection. It just depends on how bad it's been. Oh, thank you. Whoa, is that a lemonade? You did get a lemonade. I think I have a button for that. That's a world record. Put it in the book. Oh, too late. Do I have one? I do. I do have a button for that. Wow. Oh, I got the meal. Thank you. Okay, we gotta clean this up. Because we're doing a windshield. There we go. Can the defroster be bought itself like a sticker? No. No, you can't. You can't even remove it entirely. So it's a grid. It's a grid that's applied when the glass is made. And it's like fused. It's actually fused to the window. So the most that you can do is scrape it. But when you go to scrape it, you're just taking like the copper. You're not actually removing the whole line. So it kind of sucks. I wonder if I should get my benches. And bring back the balloon. The balloons were pretty good. It'd be funny now too. This one's awkward. I want to roll down this window. I think I'm going to. Thoughts on Computer Pro? You mean Computer Cut? I have Computer Cut. It was all right. I like Core better. I don't think you're saving any money. Oh yeah. What do you think? Should we roll this down early? Let's do that. Let's get these out of my way. They'll be fine. And if they're not, I'm gonna be sad. Oh, see? They even put the switches in the center. How many things can I rip off of a Jeep for $100? How long should you leave the tint on before replacing it with new tint? As long as your tint looks fine, there's never a reason to replace it. Wraps fail and get ugly. Tint can fail, but really just poor quality tint. So a nice film, you don't have to worry about ever replacing it. Cool, got that out of my way now. I can actually get up here. How do you clean your windows? Microfiber and glass cleaner. Nothing crazy. What was the name of the window film cleaner that removed the glue? So the one that I pulled up that was the yellow stuff, it's called LA's Totally Awesome. You can find it at Home Depot. You can find it at the dollar store. It's really strong cleaner, and it works really nice on most window film adhesives. It makes it kind of gunky, but there aren't very many adhesive removers that even do anything to window film glue. So it's a good option. I saw another bottle though. It was tucked away in the back. It was this stuff right here. This stuff works really well. What tint brand do car companies use if your car comes tinted? That varies so much. I'm gonna take a bite. This is a Boomin' Chicken from Savvy Slider. Pretty good. I think you can buy it on Amazon. We don't sell this. You can find it locally. We have an adhesive remover called Tint Strip. But ATR or Tint Strip are going to be like the professional ones, but there's nothing wrong with using that. You just got to keep in mind that these are just really strong cleaners. So don't let it sit on paneling for too long, but I haven't had it hurt anything yet, personally. Spray it on the glue, squeegee it, wipe it off. Wow, what a goofy freaking cutout. Why? I don't know. Because they could. A Mazda 3 has manufacturers and aftermarket layer on the back window. It's bubbled. Is it easy to remove? Maybe. Take a steamer and start pulling it. I thought you tint the whole thing? We tint the whole visible area. There's no sense in trying to tint beyond that, and they don't give you space to do it. So they have to hold the windshield onto the car with something. So you see this border? That's all covered by paneling and stuff. It's not accessible. So we tint the whole visible area. It's all you'd care about. I got the same step stool. It's a good step stool, isn't it? I used it as my seat for a long time. When I was mobile, I hated taking around a stool. So I used that foldy thing. And it worked really well. I have a better bench, though, that I might go grab. I think I shoved them in the back again. This is just an awkward windshield to get access to. It's for a kitchen. It's for tinting. It says Rhino tinting stool. Yeah, these things right here. We'll see if one of these helps. I use these on transit vans. When you're mobile, how do you control dust particles? It's extremely difficult. The answer is any way you can. Yep, that's gonna bump into there, so we gotta be careful. Let's put it right there. Better. Forget the tape. Where can I buy the chicken sandwich? Savvy sliders. Ghost tape? No, this is Glass Aid tape. It's actually not huge. It's just awkward. This is the little Bronco. It's like a Wrangler, though. All right, what do we got on the inside there? What is that? Okay, mirror can come off easily. Do you remember the 80s Bronco? Yes, for sure. Ooh. Ooh, what the heck is that? Huh. What did I do on that? Ooh. Okay. Pretend we walk by a chicken sandwich, we can take a bite. Can you tint outdoors? Yeah. Let me ask you, can you paint a car outside? There's ways of dealing with it, but nothing makes it simple. So when you're outside, some of the worst things are the weather, because the sun wants to dry out your windows super fast. The wind wants to blow your tint off of the car, kicks dirt up into the air. There's guys that do it. You can absolutely do it. But it's just not easy. It's just something that adds to the learning difficulty of it. So this is funny. This is a plastic piece that goes all the way around. It's literally all part of this. I can tuck behind it. It's going to be kind of annoying to do that, though. Woof. That's weird. Okay. Well, good news is I can clearly see where the cutout's going to be. We're just going to put it right on the line. That. All right, let's cover it. Why not just use the plotter? Windshield cutouts are kind of iffy. Sometimes they work really well, sometimes they don't. So it's kind of a fuck around and find out. I want to get as close to that plastic piece as I possibly can, though. So I'd rather hand cut it. Tint and DeQuinder. That's not far from here. We're at 18 a mound. I'm on DeQuinder all the time, though. Do you run a traditional tint business or more of a streaming tint business? It's definitely more of a streaming tint business. So like we're absolutely a traditional, find us on Google, call us, schedule an appointment, never know that we're actually doing anything other than window tint. We kind of had to be in order to do videos. So we have all the, you know, a lot of customers will find out that we stream after the fact. Or they won't find out at all. They'll just be like, oh, I went to that place, he did a good job. Like they don't care that we do anything other than tint their cars. We have people that find the channel, they get their cars tinted here too, but most of them have no idea. Good stuff. All right, let's throw a towel on here. Dryer sheet is drying. Do you sell the light on your website? No. No, but you can go to Harbor Freight and probably find it today. How much does it cost to build a place like this? Good question. Rent in this unit is $3,400 a month. And everything else, I don't know, costs a lot of money. We built it over time. It's how much my condo is. You know what sucks? It's having to pay for a shop and then also having to pay for a home residence. I really wanted to combine both of them. That's what I started with. I was tinting out of a home garage. It was great. It's like $1,600 a month renting a house and tinting it. Cool. That's covered. That looks nice. Is doing a class or taking the class worth it? Yes. Yes, it definitely is. If you treat it seriously. So I would suggest getting film and tools ahead of the class. Practice, see how you like it, learn some, and then come and take a class. Otherwise, like, we have a fair amount of people that just like, I saw some videos, I took the class. You're learning so much when you come out here that it helps you way more if you know some basic stuff before you come in. $50. I had this badass live / work warehouse a couple years back. Best thing I ever did was, how do you go about giving certificates? More fries. I still got some. Certificates are certificates of I took the class. And that's how they are from everybody. They don't authorize you to use any special films. Nobody's does. They're just purely like, I went to Detroit Tint Studio, I took the class. You want to jump to the other side? You gonna open the door? Yep, just hold it. I'm gonna cut off a piece. Wait. Ow. This is 50. One sec, I need a card. Okay. Good now. Is TintWiz worth $100 a month? TintWiz is a very nice shop organizer. Very nice people. Like the program overall. You should, if you sign up, take the time to talk to one of their coaches and learn more about the program. It's not exactly the most intuitive thing. TintWiz or Orbis X. I mean, we have a different program entirely. I think both of them have their strong points. When it came to like a CRM though, they're both basically like shop schedulers and organizers. They're not tools. They're not like a traditional CRM where you actually talk to customers. So they both don't handle communications. I think Orbis has a communication integration, but you're always using a different app. This isn't detailing. Nope. No, it's pretty similar though. Whew. For not a big vehicle. So this is the Sport. This is the smaller one. What makes this difficult is just trying to do a vertical windshield. It's just awkward to get to. There's not a good place to stand. It wants to fall off the window. It's not a lot to shrink. It's just tedious to get the film on there, trim it out. Plotter would be a good bet. It'd be well worth trying. I just didn't. That's not a Bronco Sport, isn't it? The two-door? This is a full size? This isn't a full size, come on. That's the two-door Bronco. Then are the four doors just bigger? This is a full size? Shut up. No, it's not. It seems small. They're nothing like the 80s model. Oh, I know that. It's got to be a tweener. A Sport is a little thing. This feels like something in between. I thought the four-door Broncos are bigger. I should have called it the Pony. I know it comes in two-door and four-door. I guess I just figured it was a two-door version of the Sport. Because I've done some Sports. A big flat back or windshield that we just did recently was like that Hummer. And this is not near as wide as the Hummer. This doesn't seem quite as wide as like a Ram even. It's not. It's, I don't know. There's no way it's near as wide as a Ram. It just seems small. But awkward. Anyways. They have another one with frame doors? Do they? How many different versions of a Bronco do they need to make? And why? We're gonna make that many versions of the same damn thing. All right, let's go to the other side. Have you done a Karma Rivero? No. It's a Ford Escape with different body panels. You know, I didn't quite see it, but I see it. I would have thought it'd be a different frame, but it makes sense. So there's nothing wrong or difficult with shrinking this one. It's just purely trying to stand somewhere that's not digging into me. Good God. This is annoying. How long do the heat guns last you? Typically like half a year. Usually longer. It just depends on like how much abuse. So if you're dropping them on the ground a bunch, you're just gonna wear them out faster. Some people are kind of rough on their heat guns. We're using Apex. What's a white tape for? White tape is so when we trim it out, we don't scratch the window. I've had one of the Wagners catch fire when it's off but still plugged in. Yep, I've seen that. We've had one of them spontaneously combust, shut it off, set it on the ground, and the next thing you know, it's like, what's smoking? Ooh. How long does the Apex film last for? Does it yellow or get blurry? No, it's a lifetime warranty. If it did that, I'd be very concerned. Most good films aren't going to show any signs of wear. They're just going to look good for a very long time. Just like anything can wear out eventually, but the film hasn't existed for long enough to get to that point yet. How do you, what's a Branco? It's a Branco. How do you advertise for local jobs? Ads, run ads. That's gonna be the simplest thing. You can always do good old-fashioned local hustling. I mean, a lot of it's networking. Go into businesses, talk to people. There's lots of people that are interested in tint that just don't know who to go to. So it's definitely worth going around and talking to local businesses and just letting them know you exist. There we go. Do you cut in the middle of the tape? Most of the time. It depends on what the glass is doing. So I want to pay attention to how much space I have to work with on the inside. On the Branco, we got enough space around the edges. That's all well and good. Bottom's fine too. So pretty much around the whole thing except for right in here. There I gotta be a little bit more precise. You have a pretty steady cut, thank you. You just dig your knife into the tape a little bit. So the point of the tape is it's a guide, but it keeps my blade from scraping along the window. Because I don't want to scratch this up and then, oh, a windshield. Then I got to retint it, and then I got to scratch it again. It's a vicious cycle. So we're going to peel this off. Oh, this is Glass Aid cut guard. It's different from knifeless. Knifeless doesn't work with tint, but it's just a protective barrier. Steel wool and clay bar. I stopped using steel wool a long time ago. I'm just not a fan. It sheds, leaves little steel wool bits. Clay bar's good though. Been mobile tinting for a couple of years. Is it worth it to have a shop? It's absolutely worth it to have a space. But nowadays I would plant it in an area worth being in, which is going to make the space a little bit more expensive. But I wouldn't purely shop around for just a good value on a space. I would look to be in an area that just had more money. That's a big reason why you see some of these shops doing a lot of high-end business. They're just in the right place. Get closer to where the money is. People that have nice cars aren't necessarily just looking for the best tint shop. They're looking for a nice tint shop nearby. And there's probably going to be a couple. Can I turn my house garage into a tint shop? Yeah. I did that. I liked it. You might get in trouble with the city. So just keep that in mind. Call your local city, see what's okay. Location does matter a lot. It really does. When there are nice options nearby, they're less likely to drive to nice options farther away. Why would I? So I'd say that's probably like one of my bigger mistakes with this place. I was more interested in like just getting a space. But I would have gone a little bit farther out from where I am right now. A little bit more west. How would you recommend or tip, what? Best, how would you recommend or tips and tricks? I think you need to learn how to, you need to look at that sentence. What's the razor handle called? This is the Quarter Pro. You can put a squeegee blade on it, or you can do a razor blade. Last message? Yeah, I would just ask it again. We got messages just going up. I try and answer whatever I can, but I talk for a while, so I'll miss stuff. I like having a razor blade handle. I hate unscrewing it. That's just tedious. There's other options. I just haven't looked for them very hard. I used to have like a clip style one. But it gets rusty. I keep getting air bubbles. What's your recommendations? It's typically just from dirt. Just practice your installation. It is a very common issue. More cleaning does not usually fix it. You just gotta look at what people are doing in their videos, and you gotta mimic them as best as you can. Everything. How you handle the film, how it goes on the glass, how rough you manipulate it and get it to slide into place. Everything should seem real smooth. Oh, there's my knife. Is it just... What cleaning solution do you recommend? Nothing special. You can just use the same soapy water that you install with. Tinting's actually, like, there's so many little steps in tinting, which makes it difficult to learn and frustrating. But there's very little magic actually going on. It's a big sticker. We need to mold it to fit the window. And any little tiny particle speck that gets stuck in it looks like shit. So you know, fingers that pop up on the edges, that sucks in trash. It sucks in dirt. So it's so easy to start putting it on the window and then you lift it and that sucks a bunch of dirt back in. How do you remove the streaks? You just squeegee your window and let it dry. For a glued-on tab, how do you hide your cut? It's really difficult. You can cut as close as you want. You're generally gonna have a little gap. Sometimes I would take like a tint marker and I would fill that space in after it dries. You could also take a piece of black vinyl, and not every customer would like this. You could cut out a tab in vinyl and put it on the outside, and that covers up the space. But some people have like some weird OCD about a black sticker on the outside versus a silver tab. But I'd bring it up as an option. You could cut it wider than the tab, cover up any gaps. It'll look better. It's just now you have a little sticker on the outside of your window. Mr. Clean sent a Sunday bowl. What's up, man? Thank you. Korea Tinter, what's up? We're about to install a Branco. Oh, doing all right. I get notifications when you go live, but I was live at the same time. Well, you need to end your stream. That's how you fix that. Sorry, guys, he's live. I gotta go. All right, I'm sure, boss. I'm over this Bronco windshield right now. Let's hope this goes well. I got a Taurus coming in tomorrow. One of the fun ones, the 2012s. Quick question? Okay, as long as it's quick. How much to tint these nuts? You know, that was a pretty quick question. Do you want ceramic or do you want regular? I was waiting for another live. Had to go through other people's. How dare you? I know, right? Okay. There we go. This is like laughably tiny when I actually like roll it up and look at it. For such a pain in the butt to hop back and forth and try and cut this thing out. It's like, oh, it's just a little windshield. Is it legal to tint your front windshield in the US? Yes and no. There's a lot of restrictions, but there are certain states, like every state is basically like its own country on top of having an overlord government. It's really weird. So this could be perfectly legal with a doctor's note in Michigan and then not legal at all in Florida. Need a doctor's note in most of the US. Yeah, and like Texas doesn't even permit with a doctor's note. They just say no. Doctor's note is like the rest of it. I saw that the other day because there was a cop that showed up in my feed and he was like, windshield tint, just don't do it. Don't do it, man. I was like, hang on a second. I looked it up and I was like, yep, no medical exemption for the windshield. It's like, no shit. Can you chrome tint all the back windows in the US? I don't know. I don't think so. Like, so I've just gone off of Michigan state law for this one. All right, I was worried about that. Hang on. I need something. Michigan state law says it's perfectly legal if you have a doctor's note. However, reflectivity cannot be more than 35%. Basically meaning that you can't put mirrored films on your windows. This one, let's try this one. Just like a chrome wrap, are you legally allowed to put a chrome wrap on your car? Ooh, that worked out really well. Oh, that wasn't so bad. I think it's pretty wild that you have different regulations in different states. Yep. So like an extra funny one is people move to certain states based on what they pay in taxes. You can move your business to a different state and just not have to pay like the same state tax. But you could operate like technically owned in what, like Nevada? But you can still operate your business in like Michigan. Funny how all that stuff works. Okay, so the main part that was concerning was right around here. There's just this weird plastic bit, and I took a hook tool, pulled it here, and it just pulls it right off the window. So you can slide the film back there. Easy. Easy fix on that one. You have different states in Germany. Yeah, so like we have federal government that makes rules that overrule states in some cases. And then we have I was listening to this other one. People register $1 million cars in Montana to avoid tax but never live there. Yeah. Crazy, right? But yeah, you have your like overlord government that makes their own rules, and then you have laws at the state level. And sometimes they overlap. Mr. Clean, oh, thank you for the gifts. A hat with a mustache. That's going to be a hard one to put on me. All right, let's check it out. It felt like it went good. Of the work, watching from Jamaica. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I will be very happy when I'm done with this one. Be happy that you don't have to deal with the TUV. It's a nightmare. You have to have a permit for everything that's extra for your car. Yeah, here, I mean, it's not as simple as this, but if it's like a fun thing, like you want to put lights on your car, you want to do something to like your exhaust. It's like there's a lot of things that are just like, nope, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. So I just got used to leaving everything kind of stock. Do something with your exhaust. Oh, it's too loud. Meanwhile, Harley goes past you and they don't blink twice. I need tint removed and then reinstall the 5. Nice. What kind of car? All right. Wrapping up. Oops. That just kind of took a spill. 04 GMC Sierra. Do you have a windshield that you need tinted too? Or is it just the sides and the rear? 5 on the shield all the way around. We won't do 5 on the shield, I'm sorry. The darkest we'll do on the windshield is 35. I tinted my windows and it came out pretty good for my first time. Nice, nice job. I'll be honest, we're not going to be the cheapest place to go to for a removal and a retint. We tend to charge more for retints. It adds a lot of extra work, takes a lot of extra time. Oh. Oh, there is some dirt up here. Oh, no shit. The other side looks good. Dang, that one is really being kind of a pain in the butt. This one's fine. This one I got no issues with. Do you stream the removal of old tint sometimes? We definitely have videos that we've done and like live streams with it. But it is a giant pain in the butt to do both. Y'all wouldn't be able to do like 20. I mean, maybe not officially. We may or may not have done that before. But removal all the way around, I mean, we could probably do it for $250 if you got a like old tint around everything with the windshield. That would be the removal price. Okay, everything's set. I'm gonna cut this one back out and just do a couple of them. It's cheaper than the last shop said. It's typically more. But if you're doing like a full thing on a Sierra, most people we end up just quoting like $350 on a full removal. Probably like an 04 Sierra is not a difficult truck to do, but it's an old truck to do at this point, which kind of sucks. So you just might have some old tint quirks, and headliner might be falling off a little bit, and so probably going to be in for more work than I realized when retinting it, but it's not a bad vehicle to tint at all. Quarter windows on the Bronco. They do like, it's like, you know, it's a great situation to have the gel that people were talking about for. I just got the headliner redone. Oh my God, you did? Oh, so you're like putting money into it. How long before you got decent at tint? I wish I could remember in more detail. The years honestly blur together so much. But I want to say, as my full-time job, probably like a year. Before I'm like, I felt more competent doing more things. Like we could schedule stuff and I kind of would know how the day would go. Yeah, this Bronco rear quarter, it holds water and shit in all the edges. It's just harder to keep clean. I ordered a pallet of Insta Gel, so we'll be playing with that pretty soon. If you made a shorter Slim Slam, I would place my Fusion shorties for sure. Oh. That's cool. Oh, I put it away. Why did I do that? Oh, because it was cleaning up. That's why. My VW Golf MK4 has made 4 professionals give up now. Okay. Let me ask you this. Is it because you're super picky? Because, like, is it a super easy car to tint? No. Is it that difficult? No. No, it's not. The rear windshield is too curved. It's not that bad. That's surprising to hear on that. I remember, like, I've done a lot of VW hatchbacks, and so I can't tell you exactly when I get that specific one. They just kind of blur together. But I know I've had more difficulty with certain ones, so it's probably been that one. But they're not that bad. That's surprising to hear. Yeah, everything's done. We were just cleaning up, and I noticed I had a little extra dirt up here than I'd like. I'm gonna squeegee this until I get a squeegee that I like. Is Instagel the same as Important sauce? I don't think so. Instagel was mainly made for PPF. I don't know enough about the Important sauce. But if the Instagel is thicker, then I can just, I'm assuming I can just water it down a little bit. So I might make a bottle of like half or a quarter of gel and the rest water, and we'll just play around with that. The Important sauce, shit's expensive for what it is. Uh-oh. That's this way. It's definitely this way. Please make your own version. Well, that's why we're looking at Instagel. Instagel's like 30 bucks a gallon or something like that. Like it's really inexpensive. And I'm assuming I can dilute it some, but I'll know more when I actually get it. Okay. Like we sell a lot of different products. What is it, like 30 something, is it 20 something dollars for like a spray bottle worth? That's really expensive. Okay, something weird's going on here. Dude, I am just having the time of my life. Maybe it's from that. But I get like the same type of dip right in here. All right. Well, I'm glad I cut out 2. Let's do one more. Holy shit, it's 120 bucks for a gallon? Yeah, that's nuts. That's not gonna last. I mean, it might. But not when you have a very competitive alternative. That price isn't gonna hold. There's no way. People just are not gonna be paying that. I mean, it might just cost that. Like, I have no idea. I wouldn't think so. But it's like, I have no idea what's going into making it. You might just be using an expensive thing. So, like, I don't know. I'm just talking out my butt. But in the world of chemicals and consumables, it's just that it's new and people are curious. And to be honest, I'm surprised how much people are excited to spend money on a gel product. That to me is a little weird. The reason why I feel that way is because people bitch about window tint solution. They're like, I would just go buy baby shampoo. They're not looking to spend a lot of money on a slip solution. All right, let's try again. One more time. And then maybe we'll be done with this. What happened? I had dirt. Dirt towards the top. Unironically, gel would be a great solution for it, but I have none. Once my palette gets here, then I'll have some. I tell you, we're starting to get our process down now a little bit. Oh, the top got dirty. Instagel doesn't contain alcohol. You know, to be honest, I have no idea what it contains. Instagel is a product primarily for oh, why did it freeze? Uh-oh. What happened? Uh-oh. Shit, that sucks. I think my phone died. I think that's why. And this will be the chance. This will be the time that we get it. Yeah, people never use PPF gel on tint because it's for PPF. I mean, that goes for a lot of products. We hear, but we can't see. This is what it's like to be blind, 100%. Hang on, I'm firing up the other one. There we go. This one was having some difficulty, which is why I switched to the other one. I still might do it. Yeah, it's got like a skip. We're almost done. I was trying to figure out why that was happening now. Kind of annoying. I think I gotta restart the phone, but this camera has like a bit of a skip to it right now. Yay. That all looks good now. So, a product like PPF gel makes sense, but I guess I'm way more surprised at people being excited about it. Like something that you can spray on the edges to help basically trap dirt from running into your work. Like the idea sounds great, but I thought more people would be opposed to paying for another chemical. Like, it's gel. I hated paying for slip solution, period, so. I don't know. But I bought a pallet of Instagel because it's good for PPF, and they say that it's fine for tint. Some people like it for tint, so I'm gonna mess around with it and see how it goes. What's the easiest tint to work with but worth the money? Geo. Get their carbon line. This is a good one. What's the average price? I don't know, it varies so much. Yeah, that's a lot better than it was. I'm happy with that. Cool. All right, I'm gonna call it for today. I gotta stick these back on. Got a few little touch-up things. Mainly just dry out these edges. Should we avoid putting tint on sunroofs? No, not at all. I think some people oversell ceramic as a solution for sunroofs. If it's an EV, a lot of times, well, pretty much any sunroof that doesn't have a pull shade, you can assume there's a ceramic layer in there. That's gonna be as good as whatever window film you're gonna put on it. Putting another layer of ceramic on it isn't gonna help. It's just gonna cause that glass to heat up even more. But you can tint sunroofs. There's no issue with them. So you can darken them. You just don't necessarily have to put ceramic on them. Streaming tomorrow? Yes. Ceramic will make your hair grow back. Yeah, obviously. The fancy stained glass ones, are they safe? Yeah, you shouldn't have any issues with those. They're just decorative. You can put pretty much anything on a car. Cars have tempered windows. Houses are the weird ones. Houses have like annealed glass. If they overheat, they'll crack. They're just made differently. Or a lot of them are. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. Have you ever done back glass of a 911 Targa? No. No, we would price it very differently though. Yeah, that one would not be fun at all to do, for sure. Nice. It's like a Corvette. It's like a Corvette back window on a Porsche. That's a convertible. No, thank you. Does tint slip expire? No. Not that I've ever seen. It should be good. Indefinitely, as long as it's not mixed in water. If it's mixed in water, it'll last for like a day or two. Do you find frameless windows easier to tint? Honestly, no. I'd rather do a bunch of framed windows all day. Like, I don't hate frameless. They're okay. It's been a while. I want to see you do a C6 again. I don't want to see me do a C6 ever. Dude, we had this guy call. And He was looking to bring his C6, but he had already taken it to 2 other shops. And he started out with, "Can I talk to somebody on the phone that knows something?" Like, I don't want to touch yours. You sound like a nightmare. No, thank you. What do you use to clean them? Just a glass cleaner. Like, spray away is really good. I got one finger there I'll touch up. This looks nice. Much more happy with this. Yeah, nothing ammonia. It does look good. Cool. Alrighty. I gotta figure out what's going on with this camera too. This camera has this, I don't know if I gotta restart the phone or what. This is frustrating. That's why I use the other phone in the first place. There's like this weird little skip. It's like, whatever. I gotta figure that out. All right, have a good one. Thank you for hanging out. See you tomorrow. Bye.